Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Wal Rumya back with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Yahweh Kakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And shalom to you, Akim and Akwaf, that believe and have faith in Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah in these last days. We just got another lesson going into, man, peace and safety, man, as you're going to see in these videos I have. But I want to just say fair use before I get started. Fair use. I'm not using this information and material in any way to profit. And also, none of the information you see on the screen is facts. It's all satire, not to be believed to be true. And you know what I mean. Let's get it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Then something else caught my attention. I began to see radio towers going up all across the nation. And these radio towers, as they went up, the dotted lines began going out as though they were transmitting. And then there was an alarm went off in me. They're sounding the alarm. We're going to be under attack. The siege is laid. When all of a sudden I was watching these radio dots going out like the transmitting of a warning. And instead of the people being warned, they sprinkled to the ground like dust. And an alarm went off in me, and I cried out in the heavens, and I said, oh God, they won't even know what hit them. And at that time, all of a sudden, I looked down on the eastern seaboard at the submarine was drawn to that one right off from New York City. And I saw the missile come right out of that submarine and go right up and come right over the city of New York, and the entire city disappeared. Then I looked down toward Florida. Down there, I could see another explosion take place. I looked across, because of my family being in the Pacific Northwest, I looked across, another explosion took place up by Seattle, Bellevue. And then another one down by San Francisco. And another one down toward Los Angeles, and another one toward San Diego. And there I stood in shock as I was watching these explosions take place and these cities literally disappearing from off the face of the earth. The next instant, I was standing back down on the Eagle Tower, and I found myself looking down in the village. There was no alarm going off. The cars were going the normal speed. People were walking. I looked out over the bay where there were some British ships, warships, and I watched them and studied them for a few seconds. There was no alarm there. And I found myself saying this, oh God, if this has not happened, what will be the sign of it and of its time? And God spoke to my spirit, and these were the words he said. December the 14th, 1986, before Glasnost Perestroika, the Berlin Wall was still up. The Cold War was still in full bore run. We supposedly were still on alert. The words were spoken to me, when Russia opens her gates and lets the masses go, the free world will occupy themselves with transporting, housing, and caring for the masses. Will begin letting their weapons down, crying peace and safety. And that's when it will happen. Now, the question I submit to you is this: where are we on that scenario? Where are we in that prophetic timetable? Is that vision being fulfilled before our eyes? Are we seeing it literally take place?
It's me and my brother. We're sleeping in the back.
And as you see, he said, are we seeing it take place, man? And you're going to see it through these videos. It's clearly taking place. I'm going to kind of buffer it because he's going to say the CV. So y'all bear with me. I'm trying to catch it.
I'm here to tell you that the horrendous problem that's going to come in World War III, and this COVID thing is occupied and dodging things until it comes, and it's going to blindside you. You're not going to see it coming. but it's going to be horrendous. It's going to start with a nuclear preemptive strike against U.S. military bases and missile forces because of PDD 60. Presidential Decision Directive 60, which was signed in 1997 by President Bill Clinton, completely revamped our nuclear posture from the Reagan doctrine, which was to launch on warning and prepare to win a nuclear war, to absorbing a nuclear first strike and then retaliate afterwards. And General Butch Neal of the Marine Corps said, retaliate with what? If you absorb a nuclear first strike, all of our military bases are gone, all our missile bases are gone. And Bill Clinton in that same year, 1997, made a promise to the Russians to keep 50% of our ballistic missile submarines in port at any one time. There's two ports, Kings Bay, Georgia, and Bangor, Washington, in the Seattle area, so that they could be more easily targeted as a gesture of goodwill that we aren't a threat to Russia. Just suicidal. So this is a very serious situation, but this war is going to be preceded by an EMP strike. Only Russia and China have the ability to throw an EMP strike.
And after the attack, Babylon is left silent and in darkness. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come.
That's a fact, man. Perilous times are coming. It's right before your eyes, man. Now check this out. This is the icing on the cake of what they call peace and safety.
There's no question. The Abraham Accords heralded the dawn of a new age of peace. But I believe that we are at the cusp of an even more dramatic breakthrough. An historic peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia. Such a peace will go a long way to ending the Arab-Israeli conflict. It will encourage other Arab states to normalize their relations with Israel. It will enhance the prospects of peace with the Palestinians. It will encourage a broader reconciliation between Judaism and Islam, between Jerusalem and Mecca, between the descendants of Isaac and the descendants of Ishmael. All these are tremendous blessings. 2 weeks ago, we saw another blessing already in sight. In the G20 conference, President Biden, Prime Minister Modi, and European and Arab leaders announced plans for a visionary corridor that will stretch across the Arabian Peninsula and Israel. It will connect India to Europe with maritime links, rail links, energy pipelines, fiber optic cables. This corridor will bypass maritime checkpoints, or choke points rather, and dramatically lower the cost of goods, communication, and energy for over 2 billion people. What a historic change for my country. You see, the land of Israel is situated in the crossroad between Africa, Asia, and Europe. And for centuries, my country was repeatedly invaded by empires passing through it in their campaigns of plunder and conquest elsewhere. But today, as we tear down the walls of enmity, Israel can become a bridge of peace and prosperity between these continents. Peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia will truly create a new Middle East. To understand the magnitude of the transformation that we seek to advance, let me show you a map of the Middle East in 1948, the year Israel was established. Here's Israel in 1948. It's a tiny country, isolated, surrounded by a hostile Arab world. In our first 70 years, we made peace with Egypt and Jordan. And then in 2020, we made the Abraham Accords, peace with another 4 Arab states. Now look at what happens when we make peace between Saudi Arabia and Israel. The whole Middle East changes. We tear down the walls of enmity. We bring the possibility of prosperity and peace to this entire region, but we do something else. You know, a few years ago, I stood here with a red marker to show the curse, a great curse, the curse of a nuclear Iran. But today I bring this marker to show a great blessing, the blessing of a new Middle East between Israel, Saudi Arabia, and our other neighbors. We will not only bring down barriers between Israel and our neighbors, we'll build a new corridor of peace and prosperity that connects Asia through the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, to Europe. This is an extraordinary change, a monumental change, another pivot of history. Now, as the circle of peace expands, I believe that a real path towards a genuine peace with our Palestinian neighbors can finally be achieved.
As you see, he said it out of his own mouth, man. They are setting up that peace and safety that the scriptures plainly tell us what's going to happen when it comes to pass, man. Let's start right here. First Thessalonians 5 and verse 1. And exactly where he circled his hand around is the valley of Yehoshaphat, man, the Lord's judgment, man. So he circled, damn, I got rid of it. But whether the Persian Gulf is the valley of Yehoshaphat, man. That valley is where the war is going to begin. Like I said, let's get this started right here. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 1, it says, "But of the times and season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is so cometh as a thief in the night," man. See, we are prepared for the things to unravel now. We're seeing them coming to pass, man. We're seeing them coming to pass right before our eyes, man. So we're not going to be taken as a thief in the night, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua not catch us working, because we're doing the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, and not for man. We're doing it for the Lord, man, because He told us to do this work, man. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as a travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So the times are set up, man. And like I said, we can't say the Lord didn't give us no time exactly when this things are going to happen. He told us basically just to watch and pay attention for the prophecies. We're looking and seeing everything being set in place right before our eyes, man. They're setting up the peace and safety with all the nations around the nation of Israel. They're setting it up right before our eyes, man. We just seen it. Verse 4, and he said that they shall not escape, man. So what they're setting up, they're not going to escape from what they're setting up, man. It says, verse 4, it says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief." See that? The elect are not overtaken as a thief, man, because we're watching the prophecies come to pass, man. We're being watchmen, waiting for these things to come to pass. It says, "Ye are all children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." See that? Paying attention to seeing what's going on, man. Not saying it's going to happen to this. They had a big thing with the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. I mean, that's not for us to even worry about what Esau has on his time frame. You push it out there, something might happen, something might not happen. But the thing is, we continue to watch what's going on. And something did happen. They struck Russia, man. And now they struck Russia with, I think, a German missile or a British missile, one or the other. But it was a NATO missile that struck Russia, man. And that was over in I don't want to butcher it, but you can clearly look that up, man. And Russia knows that the NATO attacked them. That was on the 23rd. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, people think, well, it's going to be like the 911, which every event that Esau sets up is not going to be a big event. You see what I'm saying? Because they know people are paying attention. They're watching and seeing what people saying and what's going on. So they won't do anything that people will tip people off, in other words, man. They give you these dates and shit to throw you off. You know what I'm saying? This devil is crafty, man. They're not going to say, oh, we're going to do this and this and this. No, they're not going to say that, man. They're crafty now. They know everybody caught on to what they did in the past, man. So don't look to dates and all this ain't happening, because it'll strain you from understanding what prophecy is coming to pass, man. It says, verse 6, it says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. That's people that's not paying attention, going on with their life. 2/3, in other words. He said, but let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love. See that? We're paying attention and understanding what's going on, man. We put on the breastplate of love and faith. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the scriptures, man. We're paying attention. We know the prophecies are coming to pass, man. So we're not left out there, man, to dry, man. Like 2/3 of our people, they just continue to party and bullshit, not seeing what's coming. It says, and helmet of hope, and helmet the hope of salvation, and that's what we do. Put on the helmet of salvation, man. Getting saved out of these perilous times is coming. It says, for power hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Mashiach, man. So we're appointed to salvation, man. We endure to the end, man. It says, who died for us, that whether we awake or sleep, we should live together with him, man. Be caught up in them chariots with him, man. Either we live or we die. We're going to be called up to our spirits, will be called up to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and them chariots, man. So we living in marvelous times, man. We living in biblical times to the T. Verse 11 says, wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. See that? Basically, the Lord telling us continue to do what you've been doing, man. Even if you put to death or you die sickness, you're going to be pulled up, man, to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because you did the work, man. You still be a part of the elect. So we got to continue in the things that we've been taught to do, and continue in them, man. Because this devil ain't going to escape what he think he has set up, man. He's not going to escape. This is Isaiah 48 and 22. It says, there is no peace, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, unto the wicked, man. There's no peace coming to them, man. They think, well, peace is safe. There's no peace coming to these Edomites, man. This is the time of their end, and we're seeing it unfold right before our eyes, man. They told you it was coming, man. Peace and safety accord. The Lord ain't dealing with that, man. The Lord is finna cast them out, man. This is Isaiah 51, and I'm just gonna get the point in 20 and 21. It says, ye sons have fainted. 57, I want it. Not 51, Salakia. 57 and 20 and 21. It says, but the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest. See that? They can't rest, man. They think they got to continue to do wickedly to set up their agendas, man. They can't rest, man. It says, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. See that? They're filthy. It says, there is no peace, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to the wicked. There's no peace coming to them, man. Ain't no peace and safety. That's not coming, man. We're living in a time of war, because all the nations are prepared now. The Lord put the spirit on these nations to wake up and get ready for war. Let's get that, man. Joel 3. He said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, man. See? Let them come up. All the nations are prepared for war. There's no more debate about World War III, man. There's no more debate about when it's coming. Because we see it. And what he circled is right here. Dropping down, verse 11. Let's just drop down to verse 11. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about. Hither cause thy mighty ones to come down, Yahweh Bashem, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, man, Jehoshaphat, man, which he circled with his hands, man. That area, the green area that he says there'll be peace in that area, that's where the destruction and war is coming, man. That's where the Battle of Armageddon will be at, man. What he's encircled in the green, with all those nations around that area. I should have took it down, but you look at the video in the beginning, you will see that those nations, that it was the Gulf, the Persian Gulf, is the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, man. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, man. So the Lord he's going to be judging them in that area, man. That's the valley of decision, man. That's the Battle of Armageddon. It's going to be in that area right there. And that's what we got our hope in, man. The Lord destroying this place and getting us out of here, man. Our hope is in the Lord's wrath on these 2/3, man, and the heathen. So that's what we hope for, man. This is 2 Peter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance, man. So the Lord is telling you, man, as through the man of the Lord, repent, man. These things are set in stone now. There's no way you can say this is far off, this 10, 20 years from now. No, man, that's Esau's way of thinking, man. That he got 10, 20 years to accomplish his goals. No, man. The wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is coming very soon. And you can see it clear as day, man. It's close. Verse 10, it says, but the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. See that? This place is going to be burnt up, man. This is the day of the Lord, man. And that's why we know for a fact that the Lord is working on the minds of these Edomites, man, and these heathen nations, man, because that's a prelude. When they say peace and safety, in the scripture we just read, we know the Lord is close. We know the Lord is very close, man, because these things are falling now like dominoes, man, to the physical and to those missiles start to fly. Everything else, all the prophecies are falling together like dominoes, man. Verse 11, it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, man? So what should your mind be set on, man? It shouldn't be on working or buying another car, buying a house, getting your apartment together. Your mind should be stuck on these scriptures, man, and watching and seeing the signs of the times, man. That's what my mind is. That's what my spirit is focused on, what's going on in the world, man. Because these prophecies are coming to pass, man. And no one can deny them now, man. A Christian can't deny this scripture, you put it with that video. They can't deny that. Verse 12, it says, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of power, man. See, we're looking for the Lord to come, man. We're looking for that day, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And what's going to cause that fervent heat? Those nuclear missiles, man. Those nuclear missiles, man. They're going to cause that fervent heat, man. So everything you accomplish and everything you, what you have accumulated is going to be burnt up, man. There's nothing you're going to be able to take out of Babylon the Great. Not even these bodies, man. So our mind should be set on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Continue to do the work. Continue to make do your videos. Continue, if you're not doing a video, continue to watching the videos getting built up in the spirit, man. It says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. See, that's what we're looking forward to. The hopeful elect, you men and women of the Lord, man. We're looking for that day, man, because we know this place is done, man. You can all but stick a fork in it. This place is done. And we was warned about these things coming very fast, man. This is Revelations 11. I got 14. 11 and 14, it says, the second woe is past, World War II, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, World War III. So we're at the cusp of World War III right now, man. And it's already started. World War III has already started. They haven't shot the missiles over yet, but it's already started. These nations, the Lord will put the spirit of these nations to be pissed at each other from attacking each other, man. So they're not going to back down anymore, man. The Lord has put the spirit on them to get ready to fight. This is Isaiah 24 and 17. It says, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of your house, O inhabitants of the earth. See, the destruction is here, man. The fear and the pit and the snare are upon the inhabitants of the earth, man. So the destruction is coming, man. You can't wiggle out of it, man. It says, and it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare, man. So you're going to be taken in the trap. For the windows of heaven, for the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake, man. So this place is being set up, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I can explain it to you, man. That the war is already set up, man. These armies are prepared, man. And I stay in a military town, and man, all these soldiers are gone, man. This place is this town is dead, man. It's over with, man. And that's why I'm going to bring this lesson out, man, for you to get prepared spiritually, man, for these things that's coming. Man, it's it, man. What the prophecy's been warning us from the time past to now, we're up on those times, man. Verse 19, it says, the earth is utterly broken down. And I just said that, spirit, it's a spirit. He says the earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. And what's going to make that earth move exceedingly, man? Those thermonuclear missiles, man, because this place is done, man. It's broken down. He says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. That's when those missiles start pelting the earth, man. The whole earth is going to shake, man. Because Esau don't know. The Lord put a spirit in him to make these missiles. Esau doesn't know how devastating these missiles are, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, the Satan 2 missile that Russia has can destroy Texas alone, man. So in the script, it was Revelation 9, it says it's going to be 200 million missiles hitting Babylon the Great alone, man. So the earth is truly going to shake, man, to and fro, man. If, you know what I'm saying, one of those missiles, I don't know how many missiles they have, and, you know what I'm saying, how many warheads is in one missile. But if it's going to be 200 million missiles, man, it's going to be a lot of missiles hitting Babylon the Great. It's going to make the whole earth shake. It's going to make the whole earth shake. Where was I left off at? Verse 20 again. It says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it. Woo! That's the sins on this place, man. Babylon the Great has a hell of a judgment coming for it, man. It says, and it shall fall and not rise again. See, this place will never be great again. It's broken down, man. It would never be great again. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, man. See, the elite are going to be judged on the earth, man. They're finna suffer the wrath of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, man. And the Lord is going to punish them severely, man, for what they've done. Let's get this real quick. This is Isaiah 54. I just want to get the point in verse 16. It says, behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals of the fire, man. See, that's the Lord, man. He put the spirit on them to make these missiles, man. And we're coming to the time where the Lord is going to make them use the missiles, man. It says, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. See that? An instrument for his work. And I created the waster to destroy. See, the Lord has given these Edomites and these other nations, man, the spirit to make missiles, man. To destroy the nations that he deems to be judged. And it's close, man. It's very close. And this has to happen before the Lord can set up his kingdom, man. So the destruction of Babylon the Great has to happen before the Lord can set his kingdom up, man. So we're praying for the Lord to destroy this place, man. And get us out of here, man. Set up our kingdom, man, so we can live in righteousness, man. Under Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And rule. And do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Be pleasing to the Lord again, man. This is 2 Ezra 16. And I'm going to drop down to verse 14. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. See that? The plagues of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is already sent, man. World War III is already started, man. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out. See, the Lord has stirred up these nations, man, and the fire is kindled in them, man. It's not going to be put out, man. It's only going to get more and more bad than what it is, man. And I got this article right quick. I didn't put it up here, but I'm just going to read the headlines of it, and you're going to see that these people that the Lord has set up for this war, the Russians and the Russians and Americans and Israel, all these nations are prepared to fight, man. Listen to this. This is the headline of the article. It says, Russian foreign minister just said the U.S. is directly at war with Russia as White House continues to pledge weapons to the yellow and blue country. You already know what it is. I'm not going to say it. But they are pledging more weapons to the yellow and blue country. So the Russians are saying they are directly at war with Babylon the Great, man. They're directly at war, man. So the fire is kindled, man. It's not going to be put out. It's not going to be put out, man. It's only going to get worse and worse, man, as the destruction comes. Where I'll leave off at. This is 14. Verse 15 again, it says, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consumes the foundation of the earth, man. We just read Isaiah 24. It told you it's going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. So the Lord is putting in these men's mind that they're going to shoot these missiles off here very soon, man. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. See that? When they shoot the missiles off, it's over with. It's ball game, man. It's no going back, man. It's no turning around, man. It says, even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again, man. So the judgment is here, man. There's no turning back. Well, we're gonna sign a peace deal, a peace treaty. It's over with, man. They're not going to be able to get out of the judgment of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua because it is written. It's going to happen very soon, man. And I keep saying very soon because what we just read in what First Thessalonians 5:3, it says, and when they shall say peace and safety, it shall come up. It's going to come on them like a thief in the night, man. It's going to come out of nowhere, man. You're not going to be able to say, oh, it's going to happen on September the 23rd and October the 4th. All these dates and shit Esau trying to throw out there to throw people off, man, for the main point. This is Jeremiah 50, and I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldees and be as a he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations, man. And you can read about those nations in Ezekiel 38. It says from the north country, and that's talking about Russia and China. And they shall set themselves in array against her. And that's talking about they're going to surround Babylon the Great, man. As you've seen in the second video I played in the beginning of the videos. It says, from thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expertman. None shall return in vain. See that? We just read in 2nd Esdras that when they shoot these missiles off these plagues, they will not be taken back, man. They will not be able to bring them out of the air and bring them back into their silos, man. It's over at that point, man. And the Chaldees shall be a spoil. It's talking about these elites, man. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. See, all those nations that are against Babylon the Great, they're going to be satisfied when they shoot those missiles off, man. They're going to be satisfied to destroy Babylon the Great. Because the Lord is going to put it on their minds, their spirit, man, to destroy this place, man. And that's going to be the last chapter in the book of Esau. But Lord, when it was edifying, I'm going to end it there. Shalom.